Okay, YouTubers, this is the Angry Prepper. Thank you for watching the Angry Truth channel. So today's video, you're not going to believe what I've been researching or what I've researched to do this video. But apparently I stumbled upon a group that I actually heard about a few months back, and then I was like, not a thing, not a real issue. Okay. With that, guys, it is a real issue. It's a real fucking thing. It's a real group of people that are starting to emerge in the trans community. They're called trans-able. These are people who feel like they belong in a disabled body or that they should be disabled. So these are people with sight, 2 arms, 2 legs, and a dick or vagina that feel like they should be disabled. The amount of psych patients that are out there, they're just multiplying like fucking gremlins, right? It's as if we poured water or a bad chemical in the water, and these fucking psych patients are multiplying at an alarming rate. With that, guys, this group of people, or these group of people, sorry, are trying to make a name for themselves. They're trying to be included in the trans community. Bad enough we're contending with that bullshit, with people pretending to be the opposite sex. Bad enough we have that going. All right, fine. Then you have people who are making themselves disabled. So, and I know a lot of you are thinking, making themselves disabled? Yes. There was a lady who had eyes, 2 eyes, sight, she could see. She felt like that she belonged in a blind person's body or with a blind person's disability. With that, she proceeded to pour bleach into her eyes, permanently blinding herself. Now, bleach is corrosive, so her eyes were burned out. And you can look this up yourself, guys. She went out of her way to make herself blind because that's what she thought she was supposed to be, blind. You had another gentleman who proceeded to cut his arm off, if I'm not mistaken, because he felt like he should have been an amputee. You had another person who was trying to, if I'm not mistaken, stage accidents to become disabled. He wound up crushing his leg somehow. I'm not sure if it was a boulder or a car, but he wound up crushing his leg. The doctors wind up saving it. Now he has a bad limp. That is not the disability he wants, but nonetheless, he is disabled because he has a permanent limp now. So, now you have doctors, guys. Doctors saying that these people are just like transgender people. This is well above transgender people, well above, because these people are physically hurting themselves, physically cutting off healthy limbs or destroying healthy eyesight to become disabled. These people are legitimate psych patients, guys. I mean, like transgender people, you can argue that they're not. But these people are going out of their way to hurt themselves, to disable themselves, to blind themselves, and I'm probably sure in some cases even make themselves deaf. Now each person, guys, they're possessing the strong urge. This is what the article is saying. They possess the strong urge to become incapacitated. I could fucking tie you down and throw a couple haymakers at your face if that'll make you happy, instead of cutting off perfectly good limbs, throwing away what somebody else wished they were born with. There are disabled people out there, guys, that wish they had 2 arms and 2 legs because they were born with no legs or no arms or no vision. And there are people out there that would sacrifice almost anything to have that. And these idiots are getting rid of it. It's a problem too, guys, when you have a doctor backing this up, saying this is a way for them to cope with their, and they don't even say psych issues, just their issue. That when they cut off a limb, it saves their lives because at least they're not killing themselves to be that person. I didn't even get that. I'm like, wait a minute. Like one guy who, I think the guy that cut off his arm, he researched all the ways online to slow his bleeding down when he cut off his arm. You got these people, guys, that are just trying to go out of their way to be disabled. I mean, like, and again, doctors are well, a doctor is sticking up for that behavior, saying that at least if they achieve that they won't kill themselves. I'm like, Now, unfortunately, unlike transgender, these people now really disabled, right? So they are really what they were seeking to be, because now if they're missing a leg, they are disabled. If they're missing an arm, they are disabled. If they're blind, they're truly disabled, right? So these people actually, they're committing to the cause and making themselves disabled, and yet society is making it okay, or they're trying to make it okay, rather. I mean, I know there are a lot of people out there that are not subscribing to this shit. I know that there are disabled people that are not subscribing to this shit. I know that they're transgender people. Like, you better not join our fucking community, right? Because this is bullshit. You guys are going out of your way for bodily harm. Now, yes, cutting off Mr. Winky is bodily harm. You all right? Because I know some of you are thinking that. But still, these people are trying to create accidents or try to get into accidents to become disabled, like the one kid did. Now, the one doctor said that this condition can be life-threatening because a lot of people are arranging accidents to happen to them. So clearly, they have a psych problem. So maybe we should put them in a straitjacket, throw them in Shady Acres, and then fucking assess them from there. Instead of going, okay, because guys, I fucking guarantee you, in another 5 years or so, this is going to be perfectly normal. And any person who, because, I'm sorry, I'm all over the place with this. The guy that cut off his leg, if I'm not mistaken, has a prosthetic fucking leg now. They are trying to make this okay. And you're going to have doctors that are going to be performing these procedures, whatever it is, cutting a leg or arm off, so that they can go with a prosthetic arm or leg. You gave up a perfectly good leg to get a possible bionic leg or fake arm. Or peg leg in this fucking case, some cases, sorry. Depends on what country you live in. You might get a peg leg, you might get a fucking state-of-the-art prosthetic leg. Who knows? But still, the point is, guys, these people are dangerous. They're a danger to themselves, rather. And if they're trying to arrange accidents, then they're a danger to the public as well. There's a problem. Now, I've said this before, I will say it again, guys. The fucking train is off the rails. There is no putting this train back on the rails. The human race is toast. There is no getting it back. There's no trying to make it better. There's no reversing it. Because as long as we have psychological damaged doctors backing this kind of behavior up, we are fucked. Because you're only going to embrace and you're only going to make better this kind of behavior with the backing of a fucking doctor. Doctors lost all my respect. Doctors out there today, forget it. There's no doctors out there that's going to fucking convince me they're smart and they're good and this, that, and the third. Because we watched doctors lie for the past 2 years over some bullshit. Now we have some doctors saying that this could be okay because being that it's a life-threatening condition, they're setting up to kill themselves, or rather get hurt badly, they wind up killing themselves. And I think in one case, somebody actually did die trying to maim themselves. So again, guys, when doctors back this up, we are fucked. Now, a lot of these doctors should be losing their license. Any doctor that agrees with this, any doctor that makes it okay, those doctors should lose their license. Now, an interesting part in the article towards the end, they said that some people, it's a sexual fetish, and then others, they feel comfortable in a wheelchair. Who the fuck feels comfortable in a wheelchair? I mean, seriously. If you want to feel comfortable in a wheelchair, you could design a rolling office chair into a wheelchair and sit in that and you'll be comfortable. You don't have to paralyze yourself or cut off both your legs to feel comfortable in a wheelchair. And as far as the sexual fetish part, I have no fucking clue what that's about. I didn't even want to dive deep into that because I'm just like, that's a world I don't want to see because you can't unsee it. So I left that one alone. But nonetheless, guys, feeling comfortable in it so that they feel okay with themselves is fucking strange. And the fact that, again, doctors are making excuses for it and making it something that should be acceptable is bad. And now keep in mind, guys, it was one doctor. Or, sorry, two. So it's doctors. But nonetheless, I mean, there's two doctors out there that are agreeing with this shit. There are going to be more. And this is going to be a problem. And this is another problem because that means now we have to watch kids a lot closer. If these motherfuckers, these psych patients that are cutting limbs off, have a TikTok channel, that TikTok channel needs to be taken down. And if you're a parent, you need to report the shit out of it. I am not against free speech. You know where I stand with free speech, guys. I'm all for it. But when it comes to shit like this, where you have the possibility of a guy on fucking TikTok or YouTube talking about how he's transable and that he's comfortable in it and he likes it, that shit needs to be taken down, because then you're going to have kids starting to believe that maybe they should be in a fucking wheelchair or maybe they should be missing an arm. Now you're going to start having kids do this shit if this gets into mainstream like everything else has. Anyway, guys, this is The Angry Prepper. Thank you for watching the Angry Truth channel.